Hey boys, how's it going? It's Aki again, back with another Clash of Clans video. Today's video, boys, we're going back into Raid Weekend. We're going into some more higher level content. I hope you guys like the little switch of having a little lower level gameplay, and then I also had some one-shots in there for the second video that came out yesterday, and then today's going to be all focused on two-shots. I had in particular, a lot of people ask about districts such as like Balloon Lagoon was causing them problems. I don't know why it always does this, but it like starts freaking out here. But let's go right here. We'll start off with Balloon Lagoon, and then a lot of people said like Barb Camp was kind of a problem, so we're gonna do all those, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. But here's the district. When I see something like this, usually it's pretty spread out, and I could advise for say like Golem. Here, the only problem with Golem would be is that Golem's gonna have a little struggle walking around the base. Like he might just go from here to here, then go up or go up to the top. You'd have to clear some of this out. Sparky, you have a less of a worry to do that. When I see trash buildings like this, I just put a set of minions down, and it kind of handles it pretty nicely. Then I was thinking, I was like, you know what, the double infernos could cause Golem a problem, but I could frost it so it wouldn't be too big of an issue. So you could have used Golem here. Me personally, I love bringing Haste Graveyard Sparky for Balloon Lagoon. It's just one of my best districts to do it on. So first things first, just get a set of minions down, nothing too crazy. Gonna let them work, kind of clear that out for me, open up the deployment zone. From there on, I'm just looking at some like couple point defenses there. You see the two spear throwers early on, the two cannons, so you're not too crazy worried about that. A little giant and a battle ram can tank for your Sparky early on. Don't invest too many troops. And one thing I want to really hammer at this point in, just because we've got a lot of newer viewers that haven't seen my two-shot videos, is especially for like a district like Balloon Lagoon, don't predict Sparky to a point where you're already dropping all your spells. Like right now, if I want my troops to go up towards this top side, so I can have a graveyard spell down right here. But watch what you're gonna notice. So everything's going smoothly. I'm like, you know what, Barbarian down just for some cleanup. Get a battle ram in, giant, and then Sparky. They're just gonna kind of make their way up towards a haste spell. I'm gonna get a battle ram again in just to open up that wall because I want Sparky to go up towards the left hand side. So I was just like, you know what, Sparky's being tanked for. That giant's doing a heck of a job. This cannon's going to shoot Sparky soon, so I'm going to get a battle ram right away to tank. Just little details like that just to make sure of. Another giant down as that giant was getting close to going down. Here at this point, I'm just like, okay, which way is Sparky going to go? Oh, she's going to the left. Perfect. Now I'll drop a graveyard spell because obviously Sparky's going to go to the left. At this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm obviously getting my battle rams in, but I think Sparky's about to go to that air bomb. So now I need two barbarians here to take out this cannon to force Sparky to go to the left. But watch this. Boom, Sparky goes to the right. At this point, I changed my entire plan up. I'm like, okay, well now I got to use that graveyard in a different spot. So either I got to take this backside inferno because Sparky's going to lock onto that pretty soon. So at this point, I'm just getting in as many battle rams as I can at this point because there's a lot of point defenses. And then I'm going to get a giant down and slowly just feed in battle rams quickly and efficiently, just so the left-hand side Inferno's tanks, the right-hand side Inferno's tanks with the graveyard spell, and then I'm just trying to get as much value as I can for Sparky. Sparky was at 65% health, so if we had just gone up the straight path that we wanted towards the rockets, we would have been perfect, but obviously we didn't. She's going to get locked onto by an Inferno and get zapped down pretty easily. But we only got 3.7k, so you're probably wondering like, whoa, that's not that great. I agree. But like I said before, and I need to hammer this point in because obviously of the newer viewers, is this attack strategy is way stronger on the second one because now you don't need that haste spell. You can bring a frost spell, and then just having those two graveyards already down, you're going to have 4 total on the map. So at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to frost the 3 rockets and then get a bunch of point defenses. Then I get a bomb tower, 2 mega Teslas, a crusher. So it was pretty well worth it. I got a giant down, barbarian down, battle ram combo. Then dropped a graveyard spell at the crusher. Reason being, I just want to distract those rockets while I deal with these infernos. I should have checked before starting the raid how much damage was left on this inferno. 2 barbarians could have easily taken it. I kind of overcompensate for it. I put a set of minions behind too. Didn't really need those. I could have just had those in my back pocket. At this point, the rockets are being tanked for by those graveyard spells, so you're kind of just crushing it. And your Sparky, if you look, is full health. I think she took 1 shot from a rocket, maybe that little bit of splash. But yeah, if you tank properly on this second attack, your Sparky can stay well over 80% health. But I'll go 2 times speed through this because I put 2 giants here for this right hand side spear thrower, and now I've got 6 battle rams and not many walls to target. I wish that these were either barbarians or just more giants. So I just throw down every battle ram, just get those barbarians up. just to get them up and running. Even if they go down, it's all good because the graveyards are spawning skeletons. And like I said, look at Sparky, way over 90% health. I think it just took one shot early in that little bomb there, and we kind of clutched it. So we love to see that. Another district that's been causing a lot of you boys problems is Dragon Cliffs. This one, it's kind of like the stock form. They changed up the wall positioning. They changed up the dragon that was here. They moved it up towards here. Made it a little bit more annoying. Moved this bottom dragon up towards the middle here. Here my goal is, and you're like, what? You're bringing Sparky in? I'm like, yes. I love Sparky personally. I think it's a great troop against Dragon Cliffs. It works against higher level Dragon Cliffs. This one's worth 10.4k. I've done it against max districts. I've shown that before. But goal here is, what's my plan? Where am I deploying Sparky? Why am I deploying it there? Well, one way you could go is you can go through this right hand side, cut towards into the blast bow, right? But then I'm like, you know what? I don't get these dragons quite quick enough. Then I was like, okay, I need to take care of this dragon early, so I can take a barbarian out for these two trash buildings, battle ram into here. Then I'll open up all this deployment zone. I'll put a skeleton barrel, inferno dragon to take care of that super dragon. So this left hand side's taken care of. And then I'm just going to get my Sparky up the gut here, put a rage spell down kind of at this air defense, and just rage down the blast bow. This cannon's going to be one-shotted. The super dragon's going to be taken care of with a skeleton barrel, inferno dragon combo, and then the backside inferno also. You can just use with the rage, your Sparky's going to two-shot it. So let's check this out. Get my barbarian down. You're going to see this part's kind of fun. So I'll put a 2x speed, get a battle ram in, and then as the deployment zone opens up, there goes the skeleton barrel, and then there goes the inferno dragon to zap down the super dragon. Look how easy that is. Battle ram barbarian combo to get me close. Open up the deployment zone even more, get the rage spell in. Could have put it even a little further up. It would have helped me later on in the attack. Got a graveyard spell to tank the backside inferno. A couple giants down. I wish that zap trap didn't hit my Sparky. That would have been kind of cool, but it's all good. And then I'm going to get a skeleton barrel in, inferno dragon, and look how easy these super dragons get taken care of. And you'll see, the reason I entered also here, and I forgot to kind of mention this, is I'm creating pathing for my second attack. If I can gut this core, my second attack can be whatever you want it to be. You can be golem if you want to clean with. But for this one, I'll show you why I choose what I choose, is because of the kind of like the pathing I made already. So at this point, Sparky's going to get low because that point defense is just kind of shooting at her, and she doesn't have a haste on, so she's not going to get much more value. But that inferno dragon kind of clutches up, and look at Sparky. She's just going to keep shooting away as much, even if she's like literally a shot away, she still gets crazy value for us. We take that. So she got 5k. Watch his second hit. I actually decided to bring miners. Look why though. Like, so this whole middle section's taken care of. I'm like, you know what? I can deploy my miners right here at the spear thrower, go up towards the inferno, up towards this compartment, this dragon, end off kind of here. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll frost right away not to take initial damage. I'll frost on this upper top section right here, get the point defense and the dragon, get all my super miners in, zap this little point defense here just to speed things up, and we'll go 4 times speed through this. Because look at the pathing. They don't have to veer off. They're all going to stay as a pack. And the most important thing is staying as a pack now because they don't take many hits from the super dragons anymore. So they need to have that damage, especially during a clumped up section. Look at that. They stay together. Dragons don't get off many shots. And they're honestly pretty close to like full health. And the dragons aren't fast enough to catch up. And then we already took care of the 2 early dragons. So now these backside dragons can't do anything to all these little point defense where my miners are just kind of going underneath the walls clutching this up. But again, you just kind of got to stay tuned. What works best for you? For Dragon Cliffs, honestly, you can use Golem. I'll have an example of that too later on. That's why I wanted to show 2 Dragon Cliffs. But you can also use Sparky. It doesn't really matter. And then for Wizard Valley here, look at this. Very, very upgraded Wiz Valley. Kind of a harder district. They did a good job to like set it up. But as you saw, that first hit, I got 74%. So they made a little bit of a mistake. 3 cannon carts out here. Come on. I'm just going to put 2 sets of minions and have that just kind of destroy it and not even focus on it again. So I'm going to drop them and leave. Then you're probably like, okay, so there's 3 Infernos on the backside. Could you have brought Golem here? Yeah, of course you could have. You could have, but you would have needed to frost these Infernos. Then there would have been a bunch of point defenses just clumped up. So there's a total of 8 spear throwers, 4 cannons, and 2 multi-cannons right off the bat. That is just a nightmare for your Golem. Obviously on the second hit that could be fine because you'll have 2 frost, but without that, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I could have a haste, graveyard, and you know what? I brought a jump. That was a mistake. I thought these trees I couldn't go through, so I was just like, you know what? I need to jump there. Obviously, you don't. So That's why I brought that. But then I was just like, you know what? I'll bring it in case, and I'll just use it on this rock face in case I need to access those backside infernos. But here we go. We start off with the 2 minions over there. We're going to let them do their thing, not worry about it. Here's the test battle round to check if I needed to jump there. Obviously, I didn't, so I was just like, oh, dang it. So I'll put 2 barbarians and a giant third barbarian just to clean that up, open up the deployment zone so I can put my Sparky in a little later. And then I'm staying zoomed out just because I want to show you where the jump I put, just to jump through if I need the back access to that Inferno. Get my Sparky in, get a graveyard spell to tank all those spirit throwers pretty much is the worry. But watch this, like if you just do a decent enough job tanking for Sparky, have that zap down because that cannon and spirit thrower were about to lock onto my Sparky. Now get some battle rams in, and again, I gotta mention this. Battle rams are great for point defenses. Giants are great for big splash defenses. Just remember that. And if you're running into a problem, say it's like a compact, just bunch of point defenses, then don't worry. Then you can use a giant too. I use that here as well. But battle rams is usually the best thing for point defenses. Giants for giant cannons, infernos, rocket artilleries, blast bows, and that sort of thing. At this point, I've got 3.6 collected. Still kind of looking a little bit rough, but my Sparky is what? I think close to full health, but you're just running out of tanking at this point. So she got through all of that point defenses at close to full health. I don't think the golem could have done that if I'm being 100% honest. And look at those minions. They cleared that whole side up for us. That's the best thing about just making sure of having those key things. And look, remember I was saying, oh, we've only got 3.7k. We got a grand more, but that Inferno is going to kind of lock on to Sparky. Sparky's going to get one more shot off, I'm pretty sure. I'll let her speed through this, and then I think it's just those minions just kind of torturing that cannon, really. Nothing too crazy, but look at what's left. Practically nothing. 3 Infernos, 2 Giant Cannons, and a couple bit of point defenses. You got through the majority of the base because you took 5.5k anyway. But look, 74%, that's insane. You'd love to see that. And then for the second hit, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to show the boys, just send the miners off duty. Because check this out, look at this Frost spell. Gonna get 3 Infernos, the Giant Cannon. I was hoping to get this Giant Cannon, but I was like, you know what? I'll put the miners under haste, and they'll go straight towards it, and then a backside Frost on those point defenses, zap them too, and look, 4 times speed through this, because there's really not much the defenses can do. 1 miner's taking out the single target Inferno, and then boom. You've got pretty much every one of your miners off. I think I got a solid bonus from that one too. 390, we take that. And then next district I really wanted to show was also Barb Camp. A lot of you guys have been saying like, hey man, help me out on Barb Camp. It's kind of a struggle. Well, here again, you kind of noticed that trick we did on Wiz Valley. You see these 3 giants here? Look at what I did. 3 sets of minions. Just easy peasy. Don't even have to worry about it. And then I'm going to put a set of minions early here so they can walk up either direction they take. They can go to the top, the right-hand side. I don't really mind. It either or works. And then I'm going to put a set of minions here. And then I'm going to let that just kind of work. I'm not in a rush to do anything. I don't need to use my Sparky right away. And then you're probably wondering again, okay, Cash, explain to me why I'm using Sparky. Again, just look at the minions, and then we'll discuss why we're using Sparky, because it actually takes like a little bit of time. Reason being, Golem again would have just got crushed with all these point defenses, and then the backside isn't really worth frosting. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to get the value out of Golem right off the bat. But if I use Sparky with the haste, Rage could have been good too, because Rage with all these compact defenses, you could have one-shot him and it would have been light work. Me personally, I just like bringing the haste. I don't know what it is about it. Speeds the attack up, and I feel like I can tank better for it. The Rage, sometimes I use it, it gets a couple defenses, runs out of it, and then I don't get that like long-lasting effect like you do the haste. Like, obviously it's called a forever haste for a reason. Then look, Giants are coming down to a close. I'm not too worried. The right-hand side, I'm going to get a Barbarian down to open up the deployment zone even more. And you're probably like, where's your entry point? Well, I'm just going to go straight up the gut at the Spear Thrower. I just want to gut the core, because for my second attack, say if I do such a good job, I can either start from the right-hand side or left-hand side. I don't want to have it so I don't have solid pathing for my second attack. That's one of the best pieces of advice I could give, is attack, using your first attack, plan it so like you're just about to hit your second one. That's what you want to do. Like any attack I do, Dragon Cliffs, Golem Quarry, Wizard Valley, it doesn't matter. I'm planning for my second hit, not my first one. Like the first one's, it is what it is. But I want to have my first one as pretty much just an attack to get my second attack as easy as possible. And with that, I think you guys can, like if you apply that like logic, you guys will be killer. And then again, just tank for your Sparky. Battle Rams in, if you need Giants, whatever. We're going to gut this core, and we're going to get the job done. And look at the 3 Mega Teslas there. They're kind of scary, so now I'm getting in some Battle Rams. I wish I had one last Giant. We could have got that whole chain down. But look, Sparky's at like 40% health. But with those Mega Teslas just shooting at it, it's going to get one more shot off, and it can't really do much more. And again, 6.7k left up. But like I say always, the second hit's the better one. And before we do hit play on that, I want to show one thing. Look at the funneling. The whole middle section is taken care of. I'm going to put Sparky under haste. Let her choose whatever direction. I was more thinking in the right direction. And then I wanted to show you guys one thing. Why to bring a set of minions when all the giants are taken care of? Think about this. You should notice on a base identification kind of trick, when Sparky goes to this right-hand side like I want her to, if she shoots at this multi-mortar and takes out this air defense, I can put one set of minions. They're going to take care of this bomb tower, take care of this cannon. These two are going to be locked onto Sparky, and all of these right here are not shooting air. So you can just put a set of minions and it'll clear it up. And look at the value you're going to get. You're going to get at minimum a bomb tower and a cannon. I'll take that trade-off every day of the week if I can do that for a set of minions. I'm going to put a barbarian down just for time's sake, just to take care of those trash buildings, open up the deployment zone even more. There goes my one frost spell. There goes a graveyard on that. Backside giant cannon. I put the Sparky at the most right-hand side as I can possible, just because I want her to go up towards the right-hand side into that blast spell. And then, look, here we go. Sparky's going to take one last shot on this multi-cannon, and it's going to take out that cannon and that air defense. And look, right here. There goes a set of minions. Take out the bomb tower with the barbarian already distracting. Sparky's going to take a shot. And look at this. They're going to move up towards the rocket and even got some damage on towards that because the air bombs was a little bit distracted. And they actually end up taking out the rocket for me, like synchronized with the Sparky shooting. So now look, the right-hand side is taken care of. We took the middle gut in the first attack. Now you got this left-hand side left. And with 2 giants, 7 battle rams, and 3 barbarians still left for just 3.6k. So we'll go 2 times speed through this. But like, just be methodical with it. Sparky is the best troop in the game, right? Like, hands down, in my opinion. The golem for me is a close second. Just personally, I just love watching it like kind of move throughout the base. But the golem also is kind of a little bit more foolproof, I'd say. As long as there's not like single target infernos you have to worry about. And look, we swag 2 battle rams. But like, if you're starting off, maybe use golem a little bit more. And then if you're like kind of getting a little bit more higher up, then you can start moving on to districts, like Sparky for more districts. Check out Skeleton Park here. This is another solid one I wanted to mention. It's worth 11.4k, so it's maxed, except I think the walls aren't maxed, or am I a little bit confused? But the reason I want to show this one off, we're bringing out Golem finally. The reason with Golem here, why are you using Golem? Why not Sparky? Okay, so Sparky, either if you like send her in from the right-hand side or the left-hand side, I feel like she's going to like, you're not going to get the proper tanking you need because these 2 minion hives and this rocket are going to keep shooting and be so annoying. Say if they lock on even for a second, for all you guys that watch my one-shot videos, man, if those minion hives lock on your Sparky early on, that attack's dead in the water. So the main reason I want to bring Golem. So I was just like, you know what? I'll zap out these 2 trash buildings. That'll take care of it so my Golem's forced to go up here. This left-hand side, I brought 4 sets of archers. You're like, what? Why are you bringing archers? Well, I'm going to break through this wall, break through the second wall, get a set of archers to take care of these 2 trash buildings, this wizard tower, and then if I can, a bomb tower or 2, and then I'm sending Golem literally up the gut with the frost all over this, and then I'm going to bring some hog riders behind just to help them clutch up that center core. And again, look what I'm doing. The goal here is to just gut the core and then either leave the left side flank or the right side flank. So for my second attack, it just makes it that much easier. Okay, so let's hit play, zap out those 2 trash huts. Gonna get a battle ram in. Look, it's gonna deploy those a small bomb, 2 small bombs, a zap trap, and a log trap. At this point, let those rockets shoot, and then because they both shot at the same time, get a set of archers in. Get my haste spell in. Not too worried about it. I'm not putting my golem in just yet. That Mega Tesla popped too, so that's fine. I definitely want to make sure my wizard tower goes down because that is gonna like drag my golem towards it, and I don't need that obviously. Get my frost spell down. Here comes the golem as the wizard tower goes down. And now at this point, I'm just gonna let the golem work a little bit. Get my last remaining set of archers in to take care of the bomb tower. Get 2 barbarians in. I kind of messed up the timing because that rocket shot and it took down the archers, but we got down the bomb towers pretty easily. And then I put just 2 sets of hog riders just because my golem wasn't going exactly quickly enough to the minion hive. So I was like, I'll take that out and just let golem take. Now pretty much just got it. Now watch this. I'm going to go 4 times speed here. And Golem's just going to kind of clutch through this anti-section. And look how much like health he has. It's kind of crazy actually. And he does literally the path thing I wanted him to take. Just take out the center for me. Do as much as you can. I don't really care. And you're probably like, why isn't the deployment zone opening up? It was just because you needed that one last building there. And then once you destroy this wall right here, you'll be fine. Look at this. Like, it made it all the way to that bomb tower, destroyed. Now we got 6.3k, and you're going to notice something. Usually from the one shot, you can take care of this left-hand side with just a skeleton barrel or two. I just decided to put one with the zap spell on the mortar so it wouldn't shoot, and it takes this side out. If you kind of struggle, put one more hog rider, and it'll be fine. Again, middle's all taken care of. Use the haste for your golem. It'll go towards this right-hand side, up towards this, and you're just going to kind of keep pathing. Really, you didn't need the 2 frost spells because there's not much clumped up defense. You honestly could have brought 3 graveyards. I think would have been a better recommendation. I just brought this to show that it also works. So, I'm going to get the skeleton barrel under haste. It's going to make its way, zap trap, deploy some. Look, I'm going to put that zap down just because I didn't want the mortar shooting. It shot once, and look, it doesn't touch any of my skeletons like you wanted. At this point, I'm just checking and making sure, do I really need a hog rider set? I was like, you know what, I probably should just to make sure the side goes down. Get my golem in. It's going to make it so it can walk towards that Mega Tesla because it trains a pond. And then a hog rider at the spear thrower, minion set down here because I was like, maybe I can take out one of the bomb towers or the second one. Look at that split I got. This is just incredible. And look, out of range of the wizard. That is just like, this was the favorite part of my raid weekend. Even more so than the one shots was that minion split and getting those 2 bomb towers. I just thought the value was insane. I really wish I had a third set of minions, and I did. I deployed them down there. Mistake by me because I just could have got this multi-mortar right here. Just don't get too kind of ahead of yourself and get too excited, but those minions still did the trick, and my golem's going to stay pretty much full health for the rest of this attack. And he had so much time on his hands because we did such a great job of taking out the left-hand side. Minions did an amazing job taking out the top left section, and then the right side's the only thing that's left. Middle was gutted on the first attack. Perfect stuff. Then the next one is Barb Camp. I wanted to show this one because you're like, okay, last time you brought Sparky, why not Sparky this time? Way more spread out. When you see a Barb Camp that's spread out, honestly, boys, rock the golem. It's the best thing for it because they sometimes tend to put the rockets in this big splash all at the back. You're going to notice what I'm going to do. It's going to make it so this attack becomes so much more easier. I'm going to put a frost down on some of the point defenses. Then I'm going to get a haste spell down. I'm going to get a battle ram to test for some traps. And then I'm going to get my hog riders in. And then golem. You're like, why'd you just spam all your hog riders? It looks like a spam. The reason I do this, and I do this a lot, is because I want the golem to stay as healthy as he can quickly, because those hogs are going to take out the majority of the point defenses. Like, look at the value they're going to actually end up getting for us. They're going to run through this, get a cannon. I zap the bomb tower so it wouldn't get too much damage on my hogs. Some of the hogs go to the left-hand side. The mortar's shooting too slow because they're under haste now, and they're just running towards point defenses, taking them out. Now, check this out. They get that cannon out. They're going to get that multi-mortar out. Like, this is what I mean. And your golem is still like 85%-ish health, and you did that in 30 seconds. Now, not Sparky, Golem's going to take out this air bomb. You're going to notice, oh, that spirit thrower is the only thing that can target air. And as it's going to lock onto my golem, watch what I'm going to do. Boom, it locks on. 2 sets of minions. And look at that. That's how you find value, and that's how you make an attack easier for yourself. They're going to make it so the Golem's not taking too much time on these trash buildings. 4 times speed. Watch the value Golem's going to get. He's just going to kind of ramp through this. Look at this. We took care of this bottom side, and now it's going to wrap through the right-hand side and kind of set the funnel for our next attack. And then at this point, you can choose, like, as this attack's going on. I've already force quit it at this point. But you can plan, like, okay, so your Golem's taking this weird direction. Where do you want to start for the next one? And look, it even takes care of that set of giants. Walks back to this multi-cannon, gets it down, and then runs out of time. It was still up. So 6.1k in the second part. Why'd you bring 2 minions this time? Well, look, there's a little bit of air D right here, but if I can throw a set of minions at this rocket, I can take it out pretty easily. Make sure you think of those little tips, just because it makes the attack a lot easier. I brought Golem in again, just because now I can make 2 frost spells, and I can just huck everything down, and I don't really care. So I frost that whole backside. Don't have anything to worry about. The rocket, the giant cannons, nothing. It's just this one backside rocket. Get all my hog riders in. Go 4 times speed through here because the hogs are just going to kind of clutch it. Get through the Mega Tesla. Get through this little cannon here. And then the only thing up was the Spirit Thrower. Put 2 sets of minions at the rocket. Took it down easy. And hence why I wanted to show this. Spread out bases, bring Golem. Compact bases, I usually like Sparky. Depends on the spells you like. Use some friendly challenges to your benefit. Like, try on your own Barb Camp, boys. Like, even find some online, find compact versions, find spread out versions, and see what you guys like more. Okay, and then the last district I really wanted to show off was right here. And let's start off with, I'd say, let's go Dragon Cliffs. Just because I brought in a golem, and you guys are like, man, you're kind of crazy with it. Well, it's only worth 9k, so again, it's not too leveled up, but I couldn't find a maxed out Dragon Cliffs. That's what I was really trying to do, is just to show a different kind of style on it. But I was like, you know what? Let's just do what we can with it. We're going to use golem. Reason being, I'm going to bring a haste. We're going to go up towards this right-hand side. The reason being is because it's left-hand side, I don't have to worry about. I know golem's going to go to this trash hut and then go to these defenses. The one mistake I made, and I would recommend, is maybe bring in two sets of battle rams, just because sometimes your golem destroys the walls and it opens up the deployment zone, but sometimes later on it won't, and that can kind of be a little bit of a nuisance. But again, it's not too bad. I'm gonna let golem just kind of work his way through here because nothing's getting too exciting right now. And then as it's gonna approach this left hand side super dragon, I'm gonna get a skeleton barrel down and then an inferno dragon, and look how easy it's going to take it down. You have like nothing to worry about. That your own inferno dragon's going to stay perfectly healthy. And that frost spell, you're like, why didn't you use it on the blast bow? Well, because of that backside inferno. Look, it already locks on. It takes 15 seconds to ramp up under frost. Remember that. So as I keep counting down the time, is like I'm looking at the timer, then I'm going to use my zap spell on it just to reset it. And I've still got 2 skeleton barrels and 2 inferno dragons. The reason being, I'm going to use it for this backside super dragon. And then you know what, I'm like, you know what, let's take out that blast bow with the skeleton barrel inferno dragon combo. And I'll speed through this because they're gonna actually get that down for us. This inferno dragon got close, but that spear thrower was kind of annoying, but we did the job. And now for the second hit, look what I did. Miners on cleanup duty. Why though? Well, check, I already got it up all the way towards the core. I took out multiple dragons, only got 4 dragons up, and the top one really can't do too much damage, so I'm gonna put them under haste. I'm going to use 2 frost spells, one on that dragon, one on some of these point defenses. Didn't get the bomb tower quite into it, but that's fine. We'll go 4 times speed, because literally the dragons can't do anything because their huts aren't destroyed, so they're just going to kind of sit there waiting for the super miners, and they're going to join along as they take out their hut. And then look at the pathing they take. The dragons are going to follow them, so they actually run towards the frost spells, get slowed down, and then they can't catch the super miners. And then they're going to just run up towards this one. Again, the super dragons can't do anything. That one can't do anything. They finish off here. So first attack, I usually like bring Sparky or Golem. If it's a completely max district, I'll change things up. I'll be like, you know what, maybe let's bring Golem for one and then Sparky for the other, or Sparky for one, Golem for the other. It doesn't really matter. You kind of gotta be able to dissect that. Next, we'll go on to Builder's Workshop. We haven't seen one of those. Again, not quite leveled up, but still worth 10k. And I wanted to bring Golem, so I'm gonna put a couple barbarians to open up these trash buildings. And you're like, oh wow, this is more compact. Why'd you decide to bring Golem this time? Well, honestly, if I'm being 100% fair with you guys, I just thought it'd be fun. I was like, I'll use a frost spell on the majority of the point defenses. I'm not too worried about the blast bows with my Golem, just because he's got so much health. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this barbarian kind of clean this up. Just take your time, don't rush into anything. And then when I deploy my Golem, these little point defenses that are going to shoot at it, I'm just going to put like a set of hog riders in. So watch, like they're gonna kind of lock on. I get this battle ram into just tank, nothing too crazy. Take off some zap traps. Here goes these cannons. Don't want them locking on. And they're not just to lock on and keep my golem healthy, they're also to keep my golem funneled up towards the core and not go towards the right hand side. So I get 2 more sets of hog riders at those spear throwers. And look, they're gonna take them down. That rocket is gonna shoot them, but watch it as it goes down. Check this out. Boom. Now my golem's forced to go up towards this core. So we'll go 4 times speed through this, because now he's just going to kind of clutch his way through this compact amount of point defenses. Under frost, they don't do too much. You don't have to worry about it. But look, he's going to make it to the blast bow. That's what I wanted. And you're kind of just seeing all this value that he gets, because he makes it look easy. Got 50% of the base down. Second hit, you're like, what are you going to use? Well, I'm just like, I'm going to bring in a golem again. This time because I can use a double frost spell, get it on the rocket and some point defenses, and then on the blast bow and the giant cannon. So, and that wasn't a rocket, I meant giant cannon. But go 4 times speed through this, because now I'm just going to get some hog riders in. Honestly, wherever you really need see fit. Get some battle rams in just to tank, and then your golem's just going to kind of clutch this, because he's at like 80% health, and the rest is really not too big of a problem for him, just because he's just got way too much health. Like, it's actually funny. But again, point defense does add up. Like, look how he starts getting low, but that's because the tanking at the end was kind of poor, I'd say. Then last one I wanted to move into, not last one, second to last one, was a Barb camp. And this one, again, way more spread out. So what's the goal? Come on, you guys already know this. You're going to bring in a golem. Because I've already showed the Sparky version, I've showed another golem version, but this is more compact, spaced out. So I was like, you know what? Let's show the boys how to do it with golem again. This time early on, look what I do. Spam my hog riders in. Why'd I do it? Look, the big splash is all back here. You don't have to worry about it. It's only a multi-mortar. Under haste, they can usually ditch them because of the spread outness of the base. And look, my Sparky's taking... My Sparky... Come on, I gotta stop saying that. My Golem's taking no damage because I'm taking out those point defenses with my Hog. So it looks like a spam, but it's actually... I'm not gonna say it's not, but like there's reasoning behind it. Because now they're gonna take out that right-hand side, and my Golem, look, again, is forced to go up towards the middle now. That's the reasoning you want the Hogs. A, they don't let your Golem take damage early. B, they funnel your Golem wherever you want them to go. So, look at this. We'll go 4 times speed because you don't have much more to watch. And it's your Golem just kind of just hammering his way through this base. And that's what I mean. So if you're struggling with the Barb camp, give Golem a try. I know a lot of you guys sometimes say Sparky can kind of cause you some grief, or you guys have been using miners and they struggle. And they do. At max level, they can 3-shot a district. So be careful with that. Golem, not going to say foolproof, but he makes it a lot easier on yourself than, say, miners. At this point, I was having a little bit of fun. Right-hand side's left. I'm going to take it and then just go up towards the top side. I bring in a Super Dragon. Don't do that. The reason I did it is, this is kind of like a thing, like, you see those commercials all the time where it's just like, leave it to the pros. Obviously, I'm joking. But I decided to bring it. I just wanted to show you guys how much fun we could have, like, with the Super Dragon and just a single Golem with, like, 1 Hog Rider and a Barbarian. And it can kind of just, like, clutch the rest of the space. You know, I just thought it was fun to bring it. Don't, obviously, because you guys need capital gold. I don't need capital gold, so I'm not too worried about, like, oh, saving troops. I just wanted to show it, just showcase the power of the Golem. And then the last district we are going to end off with is going to be Balloon Lagoon. Again, just because I had in the comments people saying Barb Camp was a struggle, Balloon Lagoon, and Dragon Cliff. So I just wanted to double up on all those districts. I didn't really get to touch on Goblin Mines or Golem Quarry, just because most of them were default layouts that I saw. So I was just one-shotting them. And then I didn't really see any stock versions of them. Sorry, not non-stock versions. And then last district, let's go to Balloon Lagoon. Reason being, look, spread out. What are you gonna use? I'm gonna use the Golem. This time, where do I start? Should I start from the left-hand side, do you think? Should I start from the right-hand side? What about the the backside Infernos? What are we thinking? Well, I'm gonna start here at the top side because Golem can rip through this. I'm gonna get 3 battle rams in succession like a line. Look, they're gonna deploy traps. They're gonna open up walls and just take out bombs. So I'm not doing anything too reckless with them. And then these 2 Infernos, you're like, aren't you worried? Well, no, because I can use a Frost Spell on them, and they're going to get all these kind of point defenses. And then I'll also have a Hog Riders just come in a wave. My timing was a little bit off with that because I timed them with the rocket, and they ended up taking damage. But I didn't really need them if I just delayed them for a second. At this point, get some Barbarians in to deal with the Infernos, and now just watch your Golem go. This is the only reason I would recommend Golem a little more to like the newer players into like clan capital, or like the ones getting just using Golem and Sparky, is like Sparky can sometimes require tanking throughout the attack. Golem, you're kind of out of troops and you just kind of watch him and you can kind of force quit. And look at these point defenses. He gets through quite a bit, but he's stuck on the trash buildings. But like the value he got, come on, over 6k, you can never complain with that. Second hit, come on, minor duty. You already know. I'm going to frost out the rocket, zap out the crusher so it doesn't get a single shot off. Second frost is honestly on any direction. You can go up here towards a bomb tower. These kind of defenses right here. I decided here, I was just like, you know what, there's not really much more left. Go 4 times speed through this. And now it's just up to your miners to just kind of clutch the rest of the base up. And again, they're going to stay full health because there's no big splash defenses left. So that was the big benefit of the Golem. He took out all the key defenses for you. So again, note. These are the couple notes I definitely want to give you guys. Plan your first hit as in like it's to support your second hit and just kind of create your plan for the second one. That's what your first attack should do. It's not just a first hit. It's a first hit to kind of set up your second one. Obviously, I know that kind of seems like very easy, but like I hope I did a well enough job explaining how I did that on each of these. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. And I wanted to showcase one of these videos because we haven't done it in a bit. And for all you newer subscribers, you guys can check out all these 2 shots. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video and please subscribe. It really does help me. And then again, I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace out.